Yeah, look, tell the cap makers they're going to be busy this next week. We have a lot of new faces. All right, thanks. Thank you, everybody, and welcome to an exciting new era of the Socceroos as we put the disappointment of the Asian Cup behind us and turned our focus 100% towards the next World Cup. Now, I suspect there might be a few questions regarding my squad selection, so, yeah. Chaz Hogan, Australian journalist. Now listen, mate, you've made 7 changes from the Asian Cup squad that made the final. What the bloody hell are you doing, mate? Well, Chaz, 6 of the changes are guys that are over 30. So this is just all part of, developing the squad towards the next World Cup, moving us forward. Yeah, mate, and you're aware you have to qualify, right? You can't just rock up, mate. Well, Chaz, I mean, it's not like I've picked 7 guys off the street, is it? I mean, these are still professional footballers. And to be honest, even if I had picked 7 guys off the street, we should still beat Afghanistan. Hey guys, I'm Aussie Villain and welcome back to the Socceroos. It is episode 8 today and we move full focus on to the World Cup in 2026, and after our disappointment in the Asian Cup final, we have made 7 changes to the squad. So let's have a look at the new players that have come in. First up, we've got a new goalkeeper in the squad, Thomas Glover. I think we signed him at Hearts or something a while ago. He's at Western United anyway. I really worry about our goalkeepers, to be honest. Behind Matt Ryan, there really isn't much, so let's hope that he stays fit. But 25 years old, he is sort of the best of a bad bunch, I suppose. The next new man, or the new face, is Jordan Courtney Perkins. Now, he is only 20, so very much one for the future, be 23-ish, 24 by the time the World Cup rolls around. He's decent physically, he's decent mentally. Technically, I'd like him to be a little bit better at, say, marking, maybe even heading, but he's decent enough. So we'll see him today, probably against Afghanistan. None of the new boys is Joel King, a left back, 22. Now, he's already made a cap in real life, I think that was, because I don't think I capped him as of yet. But he's just a good, solid left back, to be honest. He could be the man moving forward for us, which is excellent. Another of the new boys is Ryan Teague. Now, he's in Portugal at Famicao. I've never heard of the squad, I've got to be honest, but he's a decent player. And yeah, haven't decided fully yet if he's going to be the Aaron Moy replacement or the Tommy Rogic replacement, which part of midfield he's going to fall into. But he looks like a decent player. So 21, no cap, so he'll make his debut today. Next up, it is Zach Duncan. He is in AGF is Denmark, I think, isn't it? Again, another one. Looks quite solid. Looks very solid. In fact, 23 years old. He'll make his first. He hasn't got any youth cap, so he'll play his first game for Australia today. And yeah, he should do fine. I'm expecting decent things from him. Moving on down, we have next of the. How many is that? Have I missed someone here? I don't think I have. Oh, we've got 2 at the bottom here. So Daniel Azani, I've called him in. We're just going to try and see if we can help get him back to something resembling confidence. He's playing at Jana Regensburg, so the fact I'm assuming it's a lower division German team. He needs something to kickstart his career, so we're going to try and help him with that. And yeah, we'll just kind of see what happens with him. He's 24, so he's still a really, really good age, for the next World Cup. And the other player that we've called in is a little bit of one out of left field. Now, this guy almost got into the Asian Cup squad looking towards the future, but Patrick Wood from Sydney FC, no bias at all in this selection. But what I do like about him, he's only 20, but he's got a good work rate. Physically, he's not too bad. He has decent composure, decision makings, and finishing isn't too bad either. So I think there could be a decent striker moving up for us there. So we're just going to see how he goes, and we'll probably give him the start against Afghanistan and give him a good chance to get some goals. But yeah, so we'll kind of see how he goes. Those that have dropped out, Lawrence Thomas is the goalkeeper that's dropped out. Bailey Wright is gone, and possibly permanently as the centre-back. As is Bajic at left-back has dropped out. Maslawongo, Nikita Ratavitska, but he's gone. He's 36 now. Jamie McLaren I've dropped for this one, but not necessarily permanently. I think he's 29 or 30. And the other one is Kolak, the midfielder that we called in for the Asian Cup. He's only 25. He's not gone permanently at all, but I just wanted to have a look at some other guys. So he was the one that had to fall out. Yeah, I just think Aaron Moy is questionable whether he's going to make the next World Cup at 32. And Tommy Rogic is another one. He'll be mid-30s. So I just want to cover our bases a little bit there. Did I say who we're playing? We've got Paraguay in a friendly first up, and then it's going to be Afghanistan away. So let's have a look and see what we're doing here against Paraguay, and this is the team we're sending out. So Matt Ryan in goal. King will make his second appearance for the Socceroos. Suter, Sainsbury and Karasic. I think this moving forward could be our first choice back four, so I want to give them all a game together. Ryan Teague will make his debut as a deep-lying playmaker. Hurustic and Rogic will play in front of him. Mobile and Economides. Juric will go up top. Economides, I was looking, when I was picking this squad, he could be a very decent striker because he's got off-the-ball movement. He's got a little bit of flair, good composure, decent finishing. He's 28, so we don't want to play around with him too much, but there might be a decent striker. Certainly, I've only picked 2 out-and-out strikers in the squad, with the thought being, if we need a third for whatever reason, Economides could be the man. All right, so we can see the team sheets there. I don't recognize many, if any, of those Paraguayan names. They used to have such a... Oh, no, Almiron. That's the guy that was at Newcastle. I don't know if he still is or not, but there's not too many names there that I recognise. All right, what do we want to say to this? This is what pre-season... I mean, it's a friendly, isn't it? I want to focus... No, enjoy the match. Give me selection headaches. Let's just go with that. I don't know what else to say, to be honest, so we'll go with that. Fist pump, make a difference. And this is a decent test for us. Now, I think if we look at the world rankings, I meant to show you the top. We're ranked 30th in the world now, and I think Paraguay, we're 47th, or certainly in that vicinity. So we should be favourites for the game, but obviously it is a new era. You know, we've picked a lot of new faces in the team. We're giving a few debuts here. We'll give a few debuts in the next one. Afghanistan away it'll be a tough place to go, but it's a game we should win, and we should win relatively comfortably, I think. But because this isn't the competitive game, that's why I sort of went a few debuts in this one, then we'll give a few out in the other game. And because we don't have to win this. It'll be good for world rankings. There's a decent ball for Juric. Can he find the back of the net with that? Oh, he's hit the crossbar. But a decent bit of play there for us. We do need to make sure we beat Afghanistan, obviously. So my sort of hope is that we'll get this first stage of World Cup qualifying out of the way, and then we can really look at picking a squad and not picking the likes of Moy and Rogic and just go full youngster. Keep going, we can win this. All right, we'll go with that. So that's my plan, but we need to obviously win the games before that and not take it necessarily too much for granted. So we'll send the same team back out. It's good to see Sainsbury recovering after his Asian Cup blow-up. We'll give him some encouragement. We've got a corner to defend here. Can we do it? Oh, it wasn't looking particularly convincing, but we did get there. Or it didn't get in the back of the net, I suppose, which is the main thing. And, well, Paraguay look like they may have come out the better team in this second half. Ball forward. Sainsbury's there. Nods it down for Hurustic. Hurustic gets it forward looking for Economides. It's a penalty. He stays on his feet twice. Economides. Oh, it's a wonderful piece of football. Chris Economides, take a bow. He has slapped 2 Paraguayan defenders down and then unselfishly squared it for Juric, who couldn't miss. Look at this from Economides. Through one, through a second. They did their best to bring him down, and Juric just couldn't miss that. And we've taken the lead on the hour mark. I cannot speak highly enough of that Chris Economides piece of football. It was delightful. Now, Mobile on the other side is not having his greatest game. I wonder if this is a good opportunity to get Azani on and let him have a run at everybody. Where are you, Azani? Right, we'll bring him on here. He just looks a mess of a footballer. I wish if... Oh, no. Well, that all just looked very easy, didn't it? We've been in front for about 2 minutes. Oh, that wonderful work from Economides, and it's undone. Juric lost out, but we've got to be quicker to regain our composure than that. Sainsbury, Suter, no one got anywhere near him. Good finish. Didn't give Matt Ryan a chance, and it's 1-1 just like that. But yeah, I feel like if I was managing a club at the same time as managing Australia, I would want to sign Azani and just try and get his career back on in some sort of direction. Economides on the ball again. Ball in there for... Oh, Juric has got pushed, surely, and that will be a penalty. Who's going to take it? It's going to be Hurustic. Now, we saw him take one and score one, I believe, at the Asian Cup. Is he going to get a second goal here? Yes, he is. Holistic makes it 2-1. Let's go back off of attacking, and hopefully this time we look after the lead a little bit better. Good penalty. And we have regained our lead. Let's tell him to focus. Azani still looks unsure. I don't want to make too many changes because, as I say, I want to give a full game where possible to the rest of the sort of the bench I want to play against Afghanistan, basically. But we've come out in what was our biggest test of the episode, and we've beaten Paraguay quite comfortably in the end. Their goal really did come a bit, I should say, against a run of play, but that was quite decent from us. I think the fact that we can come up against a South American team, and I don't want to be too confident here, but essentially we brushed them aside. So that is excellent. And I did want to show you the national screen here. So there you go. There you can see we're ranked 30th in the world, which is, I mean, nosebleed highs, to be honest, for us. So that's all very good. You can see there we go to Afghanistan next. The World Cup qualifying campaign gets underway. And if it's anything other than a win, then I might get sacked. Let's be honest. Okay, welcome back. We're getting ready to start our World Cup campaign against Afghanistan. I did just want to point out one little potential gem that we found. 16-year-old at Lazio, Jason Greenwald. Let's go with that. Potentially very, very good indeed. Now, thankfully, and I was concerned about this, he's just Australian. There is no other team for him to play for. I was a little bit concerned he might have part Italian heritage, but no such fears. And by the time he gets anywhere near being Italian, we will have called him up. So he's 16 just now. I was tempted to call him up, to be honest, but I think he's a little young. But I suspect that if we get qualifications done and dusted here, I think we might call him in and just get him capped, getting part of the system. And I mean, he's played for the under-20, so it's not like he's not in the national system, but get him as part of the Socceroos and really start working forward. The concern is obviously jumping reach with the limited bit we can see here, but everything else there, I mean, look at that. The star rating says he should be absolutely fine. So let's have a look here. We can see if we go down to Group 7. Kuwait beat Afghanistan 8-0, albeit they were down to 9 men at the end there. So that's... we might get double digits here. So let's get cracking on with things. It is Ryan in goal. It is Smith. Courtney Perkins even makes his debut. You can see he's not really completely fit, so we'll see how far he gets. Deganak and Strain will be the rest of the defence. Devlin, Duncan on debut with Moy in midfield, Azani and Piscopo, and it's going to be the debutant Patrick Wood up top. And this is a good opportunity for him to get an early start on his international goal-scoring record. All right, so we can see the lineups, the household names of the Afghanistan national team there. And, well, we're the favourites. All right. If this is anything other than an absolute spanking, then there's going to be some serious questions to ask, isn't there? And here we go. Afghanistan looks a lot like, well, not like I would have thought it to be. Come on. Let's get off to a good start here. It's always the risk, isn't it? Games like this. Oh, and Deganak has got an early goal. And this is, well, this could be anything. Imagine if Suto was playing in this one. I think one thing that doesn't necessarily get taken into account as much in Football Manager. Now, if we were actually playing in Afghanistan, I'd be very surprised, if not shocked. But one thing that doesn't really get taken into account is how hard a place is to go. And I mean, let's be honest, going to Afghanistan would be be miserable, wouldn't it? It'd be a long. I mean, you'd probably charter a flight, but you know, you'd be stuck in your hotel room, and it'd be hot as hell, really, wouldn't it? It would just be a miserable experience. So, yeah, that is not, I don't think, taken into account. There's a good ball forward for Moy. He's not the quickest, is old Aaron Moy. He squares it back for Wood. Oh, and he's hit the post. He was that close to getting his first goal. And Moy will now take the corner. Let's see if Deganak can get on the end of it again. It's a little bit further into the box. And Azani is going to get there, is he? Yes, he is. And let me know what you think of Daniel Azani. Do we persist with him? Do we try and get his career? Does he become sort of our little side project? Do we try and get his career back on track? Or do we just go with others? The likes of Moy with a free kick that's over the top. the likes of Matt Leckie, who we haven't picked in this squad. I didn't pick Martin Boyle, who is coming back from his serious injury. Ideally, in a perfect world, as we got Pat Wood here, goes back to Moy. Duncan now twisting and turning back to Moy. Moy chips it in for Azani. Oh, Daniel Azani gets his goal. Wonderful stuff. And, well, that is perfect. I did find out afterwards, I can't remember if I mentioned it, it was certainly in the comments after when I mentioned what happened to Azani. Apparently in real life he did his knee, which now that I hear that does sound familiar. When he was on loan at Celtic, I think, because he was the most highly rapt player I think beyond even Harry Kewell. He was so highly rated. So if that is what happened, so that's a crying shame, because he could have been anything, and hopefully he still will. So I'm sort of more talking about real life now than in the game, but yeah, we'll do our best with him and see what we can do. I think the problem with the likes of all right, let's go with pleased. And we'll pump our fists, so we have faith and hope that we go on with this second half. What was I going to say? Oh, Leckie, I think, wasn't it? Leckie and Boyle. It's that they're going to be sort of 33, 34 when we get to the next World Cup. And so I'm just a little concerned, given that they're wingers, that they might start and hurt for pace, which could not make them useless, but certainly we wouldn't get what we want out of them, or they'd be less effective, I suppose. And when we get to World Cup level, we really are going to need, because Australia doesn't tend to have. Oh, we almost conceded a goal to Afghanistan there. We don't tend to have players that are brilliantly world class anyway, so we're going to need to have a little bit of pace about us. And if in wide areas, and if we don't have pace, then it's kind of, let's demand a bit more here. Then kind of what are you going to offer us, kind of thing. So Dagenakers, I tell you what, we just got to be a little bit careful here. It's only 2-0, and not for the first time. Matt Ryan has made a decent save. Let's maybe just switch Devlin back into a ball winner. Matt Ryan has claimed that nicely. A third goal here would kill them off, but I was got to be honest, I was expecting a little bit more from us, even though this is a little bit of an experimental squad. We're not going to get too much of an idea, I don't think, of the likes of Perkins especially, but even Duncan, Wood up top. Wood up top probably should have scored in this one, which he hasn't done as of yet. Here we go. So it's. Yeah, obviously we're just starting to blood these players into the squad. Let me know, who you guys think has impressed here. I think Teague did quite well against Paraguay, didn't he? And that was obviously the tougher game. So I think he's earned himself. There's a good ball forward. Can Wood get on to... He just lacks a little bit of pace, doesn't he, to get in behind it? Looks like Duncan to Wood. Wood has another go, and that is... not really what we wanted or needed. Let's demand a little bit more. And, well, really, we got to half-time and stopped, didn't we? So, it's good to see Azani get his name on the score sheet. It's a good win. We just had to get the 3 points, didn't we? Goal difference. If it comes down to goal difference, then we're doing something wrong. So we've moved up 2 more places to 28th in the world. How high can we go here? We're not that far off... of moving up a little bit further. And of course, if we could, South Korea are the top ranked Asian, so it looks like if we could get right up there, it does help with seedings for the World Cup. Well, could we get to top, I don't know how many groups there are, but to top however many groups there are and be a number 1 seed, that would help us hugely if we could do that. But anyway, we've done okay there. Duty ends, and that means that we will be ending the episode as well. We will be back next time for Bahrain and Kuwait at home. They are going to be our 2 toughest games of the group, and we've got a friendly coming up here against Germany as well, which will be a nice test for us. So that'll be next episode. They are 2 decent sides, so we'll see how we get on there. We'll continue to sort of experiment. Will we see the same squad again? No, obviously it's all injuries permitting. You see Sutar's wanted a couple of decent sized clubs, Mobile by Empoli and Urich by Empoli. We're in September, so the window's closed. So yeah, I mean, we'll continue to just look and try and find different players. I don't think anybody played themselves out of contention. I don't think I've seen anybody there that I thought, no, you don't look good enough. The one maybe was Patrick Wood. We might need to send him. Maybe we send him back to club football for a bit and let him develop a little bit more before we call him back in. But yeah, let me know what you guys think of that. Anyway, till next time, I've been Aussie Villain. Thank you so much for watching. Take care.